G'day guys, Scotty Lyons here from the Hook and the Cook, and welcome back to our channel. Today's segment is proudly brought to you by all our sponsors. Today, Glenn and myself, a good mate, we're heading down the south coast to fish the deep reefs. We should get a mixed bag of species. It's an absolutely glorious day, so let's get out there and see how we go. So I think I've got a little snapper on here. Fairly deep, we're in about 50 metres of water. Yep, nice little pan ready. Okay, the gear I'm using here for drifting across the deep reefs is quite simple. I'm using a 6000 bait runner. Now I've got that spooled up with Snyder braid in 15 kilo. Okay, to that I've got a Snyder fluorocarbon 20 pound trace or 10 kilo trace, and I'm using a simple Paternoster rig. Now, I've got an 8 ounce lead there. You may have to go up to a 10 ounce lead depending on the drift. We did start with a 6 ounce lead today, but we had to go to the 8 ounce to make it work, so we held bottom. And the simple Paternoster rig, beautiful bait there, it's a piece of striped tuna, and I'm fishing my baits on a number 2 circle hook. The baits I'm using today, like I said, a piece of striped tuna, that's salted, that works really well. Squid's a fantastic bait for this style of fishing, and of course pillies, you can't come out without using pillies. Pillies are a great bait. The rod that I'm fishing today is an aqua tip. It's a 5 to 8 kilo from Shimano, and matched to this 6000 bait runner, it's an ideal setup for fishing the bottom out on these deep reefs. Okay, when you're fishing deep water or across these deep reefs, and we are on the drift today, fishing a Paternoster rig down on the bottom. And a lot of times you're working against the wind and the current. Now we've got a moderate sort of breeze from the northwest, and we've got the current going the same way. So what you need to do then is put out a sea anchor. And these are fantastic, that'll slow the drift down and allow you to fish the bottom properly. So it's late in the day, and we're out on the deep reefs, and I've just hooked a pretty good fish, I think. Feels a little bit better than the ones I've caught earlier. It's a bit of a lucky dip when you're fishing the bottom. You tend to get a good mixed bag of different species. Now that's a male Sergeant Baker, and if you are catching Sergeant Baker, you are on the right territory for snapper. Now they're a predator that lives down the bottom, and they come up and take a liking to your baits that you're drifting across. So we're getting back in the water. They're not a great eating fish, so we'll let him go. So there we have some beautiful reef fish, guys. Glenn got a beautiful pigfish and a snapper, and I got the smaller snapper. So we're going to throw it to the cook now and see what he can come up with.
Well, thanks for that, Scotty. Looks like you had a wonderful day out there catching all those snapper. Now I've come up with a great little dish that will go with pigfish, snapper, and what I'm using actually red emperor today, and it's a tandoori reef fish with saffron potatoes. So here we go.
I've just lightly scored the fish. So what I've got to do now is make the marinade, the tandoori marinade. So what I've got here is some tandoori paste. Now you can make your own tandoori, and on the website you'll be able to check the recipe. I've got a full recipe of how to make the tandoori paste, or you can be lazy if you want to and you can just grab it straight from the shops. So the tandoori paste goes in. Now the next ingredient is our sour cream. Now normally I put around about 2/3 sour cream to say 1/3 tandoori paste. Don't worry about it too much, but yeah, definitely more sour cream to the tandoori paste. Now let's just mix this around. Okay, so in with our fish, straight in, using tongs. It's best to use tongs with this tandoori paste or it will get all over your fingers and you'll have it there all day. So I'll just use tongs. Okay, I'm just going to put a second piece in. Wow, I tell you what, this looks absolutely beautiful. Now we're only going to marinate it for around about 20 minutes because we don't want to over marinate it, we want to taste the fish. Okay, so while my red emperor is actually marinated, I'll just go through some of the ingredients that I'm going to put with it today. What we've got is avocado and banana relish. Goes fantastic with our red emperor, and there's some nice little bit of heat from the chili there, some red onion, and also plenty of lime juice goes in there. Then I've got a nice honey and mint yogurt which I'm going to serve on the plate. We've got some really lovely coriander here which we're going to garnish with. Just going to finish with some snow peas which I blanched earlier and then refreshed in some ice water, and also I've got some lovely saffron potatoes which I cooked in fish stock, let it reduce down, and then what I'm going to do is just heat it up on the barbecue with some butter just to glaze them. Okay, with the tandoori fish, what I'm going to do is cook it for around about 3/4 of the time with the skin down. And the way I'm going to tell that is you'll see it start to go opaque around the sides. It starts to cook upwards. And once it's 3/4 of the way up the fish, then we flip it over. So what I'm going to do now is just glaze these potatoes, just going to warm them through. I'm just going to put a little bit of butter in here. Okay, it's just going to flip the fish over. You just check this fish. It should be nice and caramelized. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely sensational. So I've just warmed my snow peas up with a tiny bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. So I'm just going to top with my fish. And we're just going to pop on saffron potatoes. 4's probably enough. It's got a beautiful natural yogurt, just a nice smear on the plate. So we're just going to pop our avocado relish on the plate. And the last thing we need to do is just top our dish with some nice coriander, and there we go. Beautiful tandoori red emperor with saffron potatoes and a nice avocado and banana relish.
Well, a special thanks, guys, to all our partners who joined us, and I hope you guys enjoyed these clips.
And don't forget to join us every week here at the Hook and the Cook, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and we'll see you every Friday here at the Hook and the Cook. Cheers, guys.